conversation. You mentioned Simple. I just think it's going to be very hard for Simple to match the output of Torji on the AWP, which feels crazy to say, but Torji's just been on such an incredible run of form.
Shows you the times we live in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, exactly. Yeah, the year is 2025, and Mouz come into this one as heavy favorites.
Well, I was talking about the CT side for FaZe. We're going to have to wait, and that's the second half of play as it is Mouz on the defense to kick things off. Right now, it's going to be a slow A crawl. There's no info plays at the moment for Mouz, so they're just going to play responsive to the util that comes in. And there's actually a lot of util for the CT side. We're talking 2 smokes, a HE, and a couple of flashes, but no kit for the retake because FaZe are in A.
Yeah, I wondered what Jimmy's going to do with that smoke. Elected to equip himself with one, so there's plenty of that for the retake. You don't want to lose too many bodies early, though, and with Torji losing the early exchange, now they're fighting for Donut. He's getting overwhelmed, and that util will fall into enemy hands. It makes it even harder. Exertion, good find, removes Carrigan. Now you're smoked off, you're getting a bit stressed. If you get smoked, you might have to push the smoke. You might get caught out, just like that. Rain and Simple need to save him. They don't know, they don't have the kit. Walks through to his demise, and now Xertion is holding it, and he's reloading his P250. It's just a smoke spam, the cover comes in, and so does the round. Mouz, no kit, no problem. They retake the A site.
Well, I don't think that was where half of the utility was destined for on the CT side. I think they were looking to be responsive and blocking a bit more side-centering, or if there's something like a mid-slip, but they're still able to use it to great proficiency. The bomb goes down, even with FaZe into those advantages. And Mouz, there's some conversations being had, so maybe there's another tech issue that needs to be resolved. But
5v3.
Yeah, exactly right, but it's there's a whole body sticking out the side of that box, isn't there? But it's that smoke towards Donut. The level of pressure that adds is absolutely insane as the fist bump comes out of Brolin. And it will be okay. Yeah, you could see they were having a conversation and looking in Brolin's direction. Took over the in-game leadership this year from Shui, who finds himself on Liquid, also in the loser column today. That was quite a way to kick off 2025. Nobody saw that coming. It happened after the season had already begun. They went to Bounty, didn't get the result they were looking for. They benched Shui. Brolin takes over in-game leadership. Spinks is a loose piece because he left Vitality last year. They go into Katowice, one of the biggest events of the season, with a stand-in, and then they go into Cluj and they win it with Spinks on debut. So that's the way that Mouz started, and they were competitive against Vitality in multiple tournaments throughout the year. But let's turn back into play. Tech is sorted.
Simple got an AK out, round 2.
Released with the Galil.
Yeah, okay.
And over towards B heavy. So Carrigan is going to start in middle. He's going to throw a couple of key pieces of util just to molly heaven, make sure they can't jump up and deal with any of the lane control. Brolin will take a peer in from Cave, and there's some info.
Oh, he's a proper geek in this cave. Thoroughly enjoy watching Brolin's approach to the cave control because he doesn't play scared. I mean, this round is already an example of that. Look at him go! He's constantly fighting, pestering. He's got all the wall bangs and just removed Simple's head. That was like your most valuable asset. You had Simple, armored AK. Now Elige will have to step up instead.
You'd have so much confidence on this if you're Mouz, right? The fact that you're playing against a FaZe who, look, there's limited tape, but you know that they're a little bit hamstrung in terms of their preparation. They have this crazy X factor, sure, but 9 in a row. They're letting it come down to Ancient. It's like, for Mouz, they're going to be so happy with this. And that's also, I just had the Spinks conversation, a map that he never played on Vitality, right? So this year has been Spinks having to be a long anchor, trial by fire. As Xertion will be smoked off for now. It's a question mark smoke drop by him. What does that even mean? But now Donut pressure. Here they come in towards A.
Okay, how you handle this, Jimmy? Immediately goes to ask questions of Main, a valuable piece of real estate now under CT control. Exertion, the unknown entity on this big box. How diligent will FaZe be on their clears? Not diligent enough. Carrigan sideline. Good work. And it's clean. Just the one casualty in the second round is Mouz's.
All right, going to be the 3-0 start now because we know the eco is going to come in. And when FaZe have looked their best is when the energy's been high, but there needs to be reasons for the energy to be high.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just cheer about absolutely nothing. So they need to get it flowing, you know, big rounds, a 2v3 clutch, something where they have a reason to get excited for the type of performance, because on day 1 of stage 2, they looked great. And then they had 2 back-to-back days where they didn't even win a map. And then they had to eke past MIBR, the Falcon Slayers, just to get to this stage of the tournament. Now, they played Anubis against Aurora, which a lot of people have been questioning the veto throughout the day because FaZe opted to take it there. They could have gone into Dust 2, but they decided to test the Turks on well, their map.
Yeah, the map that they were considered the best in the world at.
They're into A.
Oh, Carrigan's put a bullet into their head.
They
Yeah.
can really plant.
The plant sounds great, but...
Look at the energy flowing, Alex.
Hello. Denied on the plant. Didn't find the angle. Torgy's just denied that. And now, if you don't get a plant, you're going to be really frustrated. Cover required. Don't lose the bomb. Dangerous, dangerous. And the bomb is lost. The round will follow. Simple hits a couple of bangers short. Forces a couple of rebuys. But the opportunity for an extra $600 eludes them.
I think that type of a moment might inspire a little bit of early confidence, right? The pistol round you probably could have and should have won, and this time you do some damage when you definitely shouldn't have anything to say. Great one there from Carrigan. If he starts to feel the flow, we'll get to see some of his calling out the gates, and you always love to see Simple getting activated. Some good shooting from him, but here we go. Door smoke lined up. Spinks will throw that into the mix. That limits the Brolin molly. Red smoke lands. Looks like they've missed the elbow there on the CT side, as B lane, it's like banana, always laden with flames. It's Brolin up to the cheeky games against the Cave Master himself of Once Upon a Time. Rain.
Yeah, it's cool to see these two clash in a position iconic for both of them. Oh, he's got his wall bangs. I feel like most of the damage Brolin has inflicted has been through the wall. Oh, Zershan, he was looking for a Liege. Didn't account for Frozen.
Okay, well, who's going to plug that red gap? Liege is going to park himself in, and that smoke tells the story of a potential A split. So Torgy coming back to deal with this. But the bomb is heading towards B. They've given up the site. Spinks is playing retake. If they can find a Liege, then they might be able to get back into this round, but Liege is tucked. Hard clear.
Held by Torgy. They are grouping up for this clear. If he gets anything... Oh, Shadow indicates they're coming! Gets his! Another one from Elige.
Now they're rotating B.
Yeah, but they're already losing that sight. Torgy doesn't pull the trigger. Carrigan going to be planting that bomb. Spinks has still got maintained long, and he's going to reveal himself for a frag. A trade, a necessary one from Rain. Torgy and Jimmy trying to find a way back in.
Jimmy has a smoke and a kit.
Yeah, now Jimmy's more than a kid. He's got a double kill. Carrigan and Rain gone. Frozen, he's been saving Faze time after time. Might have a grey screen. It's perfect. Torgy's ready. Doesn't matter about the smoke. That was the best bet we've seen from Faze. Get on the board early. Start to wrestle. Instead, it's a retake, and the output from Jimmy is unbelievable.
Yeah, just how easy that happens as well, right? The opening kill onto Exertion, who's one of the best, I would say, mid-defenders or mid-takers on this map that you've got in the world right now. He goes down for free to Frozen. Spinks gets one, and then Jimmy just gets to activate like this. So there's the first Carrigan isolated, and then Rain plays for the swing, but it's not really connected. The smoke isn't deep enough. Oh, sorry, it's too deep. It hasn't landed perfectly. Frozen tries to find that gap, and he actually gets punished for it. But the bomb goes down, which does facilitate another buy. Elysian Carrigan out middle now. So they're getting this space. They're happy to give it over, apparently. Very limited utility for the T's to work with after they've used the red and donut smoke. Jimmy clears. Catches nothing. Carrigan and Liege don't overstep the mark for now, but make no secret of their presence.
Easy for Rain. The push down the ramp from Spinks, his second frag.
Torch is going to have to go nuts right now.
Yeah, if they do can't start grouping up for a wrap into B, though, he's going to be surrounded. Jimmy knows he's got to help him out. Oh, good pick-off.
It's not Elige.
No, Elige now reveals his position and distracts as well. Zershan focused on Elige after the frag onto Jimmy. Simple picks it up.
Elige is going towards A to clear it. Torji's heard those steps, so when Elige calls A clear, maybe the bomb transitions back, but Rain and Frozen are also clearing B, so they've sent out multiple beacons to deal with this, and okay, Rain says, nobody's poked their head, I've walked into this side, I'm going to clear out long, come on over, Simple, let's plant that bomb, this will be our round. And Torji now chased the ghost of Elige, who's circumnavigated all of middle. He's gone out the guts, through red, over through A, and then back through donut, so loop-de-loop. And this should be the first round for Faze. They want to hunt this AWP, it looks like it. Frozen's cutting him off at the pass, making sure that he can't go towards T-spawn. Elige and Rain partnered up over towards CT.
Yeah, I think that that double kill from Rain, that might just humble Brolin back into a more passive nature. It's the first time he's been punished for any of his hijinks around the cave smokes. But
yeah, I think it was so quiet that they were thinking maybe we need to start hedging over towards A. And they're not actually going to hunt this down, which, if they were to take it away, it's only 1,400 loss. And because the last round came down to a 2v3 situation, there's really not a lot of cash for Mouz to work with. So this is an important piece for Torji to hold on to. But hold up a second. Here they come.
Yeah, Elige, he's got to start running if he wanted it, but doesn't commit.
Half-hearted on the hunt, but wanting to start building the finances on the T side. So you can understand it's going to be the ability for Exertion to bring out an M4. And yeah, it was just so quiet, right? But that's also because there wasn't really a lot of utility for FaZe to work with in that situation, and they had lost middle because they weren't playing for it. So there was questions that needed answering, and Brolin went a-looking. It's going to be a tactical timeout called by Cyclone, an opportunity for him to get on the mic early. But what other buys are they able to invest upon? Torji could drop a Famus across to one of his teammates. Brolin's already bought one for himself. So it's just Jimmy and Spinks who need something to work with. Now, Jimmy as the A anchor could easily work with a 5.7 or an MP9. And the same to be said for Spinks. He can play up close towards that choke point on the B ramp. So where do they find themselves? Yeah, Spinks will just go for the 5.7. Jimmy gets the MP9 and away we go. Now, can they make sure they don't let FaZe run over them as far as the economy is concerned? This is a chance for FaZe to start getting back into the T side, so a very important round ahead for Carrigan to call into.
Yeah, and don't forget that Torji did save his AWP. If he can find impact with it.
They're going to fight for middle this time.
Yeah, Jane flashes, Jimmy pushes up. Oh, that's a quick headshot. Oh my god! Oh my god! Frozen, I thought you'd gotten away with that. Pushes past, Brolin was in hot pursuit.
He's open, but they don't know it. The top of the ramp's blocked right now.
Oh yeah, but Carrigan, he's got a feeling. He has a feeling, staring at his radar. Spinks arrives, Zashin 2. This man advantage for Mouz could be exacerbated. Great work from the two of them. And Rain, the last to fall, that is crazy. Just when FaZe, the door started to open to a competitive half, it's slammed shut by Mouz.
All right, well, now they can get another buyout. It's just going to be Elige who's a little bit short there, so maybe Carrigan will give him his AK and take the Galil. That opening kill from Frozen is great. Just catching a pixel right there, but Brolin, this time he pushes through the smoke with his teammates. They've done something combined. It wasn't one by one, it was together, and then Spinks, the weakest of the weapons invested upon, he gets the closing kills. It's actually Neo to call the tactical timeout. Feels like he has something to say, so back-to-back timeouts from either of these coaches. I think it's an interesting position to find yourself in if you are going up against FaZe in this tournament, but just because of the limited amount of maps that you've seen them play. Obviously, in Dallas, they had Skull standing in. We've only had Rain and Simple united within this roster under one roof for the major. And yeah, you go through the maps, and it's just so few as far as sample size. So you're only going to be able to look at, okay, so, well, this is what they did last time, and this is what we can expect. They have these pieces where we're likely to see the same things. It does mean that you're looking for like your protocols and your standard approaches to openings, right? Okay, oh, they do this. This is how we respond. Or this is how we want to open. They have to respond to it like this. So this is very strong stuff for Mouz. Looking to make it 10 in a row on Ancient.
Which is definitely not to be snuffed at. Mid is theirs this time. CTs have full control.
Biggest weakness right now is just Spinks on his lonesome, right? He doesn't have anybody connecting with him currently, but Torji's rotating over in time exertion too. Block timing on the B ramp. Oh, he's just spammed one straight through the smoke. All right, Spinks.
That's a really great start. And now for FaZe, you're left wanting.
He took the timeout for this.
What have you got to show for it? Brolin forced away by the flame. You will respect that. However, with Torji's AWP getting close to this angle as well.
He's so committed, isn't he?
Yeah. Powerful angle, though. Ooh, not when you miss the first. Now you are trapped. Yeah, goes down. Good catch from Rain, but there is more to be had, and Brolin can't hit it either.
Spinks is still here. Oh.
Yeah, he is, and gets traded out again. Some very crucial kills from Rain. Has gotten them into the site, guaranteed.
Okay, exertion around the world will be coming in on the flank. Gets to tussle with Elige first, who's over towards the doors.
Elige gets the info on Xerxin. Held by the orb.
Oh, Jimmy's noted now. He just made a step. Definitely know where he is now. That's an emergency incendiary. That's just to get out of dodge, as simple. His toes will get hit by the flames. Jimmy knows he needs to dip away. And just some great trade work. Torji, don't often see him missing shots like that. And the fact that he gets under pressure and misses 2, so only 2 kills for him. Nothing within that round, and his team are punished for the petulance. So that is going to be 5-2. And a lot on the line for this. Seeing these 2 names locking horns right now, one of the 2 is going to find themselves in the 0-2 bucket after day 1 of stage 3. There's the freebie, and then you end up losing the round. So it seems crazy that it's fallen apart in that fashion. Bros are not really showing frustrations. They're keeping it together. It's going to happen. It's Counter-Strike. But this story, once upon a time, was Faze and then Faze Academy. Well, Mouz have turned the tables on that. They're one of the best teams in Counter-Strike at the moment. But do they still suffer from the little brother syndrome? This time, no issues mid. Late push coming.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game Carrigan is playing. The HG's well informed. Oh, there's a lot of bodies on his screen. Okay, 2 more donut, he says. He cries.
They're accelerating A.
Yeah, they are, and they're not playing scared. Rain at the front. The spearhead here on the way in. Torji's AWP, though, or excuse me, Torji's FAMAS. That's all he's working with. Will certainly make life very difficult for the defense. Do you really want to fight them? Yes, you do. You double up. Good trade work, but now in trouble. Body on the side. That MP9 has managed to get hit quite quickly. Their rotation time's swift. Torji's gone, caught out.
Probably got legged through the smoke. This just makes it even harder to go for right now, but you're already not working with the best weapons if this is going to be a save. They're rerouting through Temple. They want to give it a go.
Yeah, it's all up to Frozen and how he approaches this on his jiggles out. Does he spot them? He's got the bomb. And he's got the head. Spink's dead. Brolin doesn't have the health for impact here. Oh, no! And he doesn't have a head. Frozen, that's a big round, and Carrigan warms up.
Yeah, well, the ambulance is in session right now because right now you need to put them in the back of it. They should be on an eco. It's a chance to just make this a 1-round game before the guns come out again for Brolin and his troops. So they're working into this the hard way. It's the first time this T side has been able to get consecutive rounds. It's 3 out of the last 4, and that just amplifies these financial woes. And that's the energy when FaZe are at their best, as we've even got an ambulance on screen. Okay, well, 3 donut, 1 cave, and exertion with a flash in red. This would have to get really out of control for these USPs to have much of a say.
Yeah, and Brolin's solo cave adventure has not started well. He's had a nade thrown at his face and an imminent Mac 10, combined with Rain on the AK.
Okay, so this should just be them walking into the B site. Elijah's playing for the A push at the moment, not middle, but now that he's heard that flash, likely hearing a couple of steps, they know exactly what's going on.
Could be an opportunity for Elijah to pad the stats here. And pad he will.
Simple as the way that one feels.
Yeah, I mean, just this redemption arc Simple's on. Returning to Counter-Strike after a long period of absence. Game has changed, you know. CSGO, one thing. CS2, a completely different beast. A lot of discussion, understandably, for such a talented player to return to this game or the newest iteration of it.
Well, especially when we've got so many superstars, right? Monasty's gone home, Nico too, but we've still got Donk in attendance, Zywoo. Oh, door smoke's missed.
Yeah, okay, they'll just walk straight out.
This is very B-centric.
Look at Brolin just immediately joining the mid-fight.
Well,
nothing to report. It's just Spinks here. If they were to walk up that ramp, it feels like a plant should be guaranteed.
Retake with no kid as well.
Yep, smokes are up. What are you supposed to do? You've got a wallbang. That's your only option. And, oh, hang on. Xertion's giving you a real way in there. By removing Carrigan, maintaining long control, and so many CTs on the screen. Elige, he knows what's up. Frozen empty-handed. Big output here from Xertion, and Elige gets nothing either. A team kill. Someone from Mouz had to put Xertion down. He was on such a heater. Simple and Rain, yeah, this is not going to be easy. Sure, you've hit the first. Tech9's good up close, and he's running out of lives, running out of chances. Rain's here. He saves the day. It comes down to that. 11 points of health. All Rain has at the end of that one.
We need to play with the flow right now. We can't communicate everything. That's all I ask. On this force fight, I would like me and Jimmy to go down.
All right, Exertion with a lot to say. Now, look, he plays such a key position alongside a Brolin, right? You've got your mid player and your cave player. So Exertion gets to dictate a lot of the game.
Fuck it, buy a bit more.
Okay, and he's actually called them into at least a partial. Last round of the half will be max loss bonus, so they should be able to buy without too many issues, but they're fighting for this. They're not just giving it over for free. But that was always going to be tough if it was going to be a B finish. There was no kit. Exertion gets a couple of kills short. Came down to the wire. The team kill, yeah. I felt like Exertion got more than he was worth there. A couple of missed shots from the Faze players, but they have an opportunity now to walk away with at least 6 rounds on the half in a best of 1. And that's without the pistol, around where they started in a 3v5 stance on this T side.
Yeah, that in-between series nap is paying off for Rain, isn't it?
11 kills, top of the scoreboard. Pocket Molly, red smoke, mid is theirs. Frozen. That's an AK.
Shot, yeah, AK retrievable.
How much info did he get? Was it just 1? Or was there more? Exertion tested now.
Karrigan calls his troops to just pack roll.
Oof, red against a light buy.
Yeah, right. If Spinks finds a good overlooked corner. Oh, okay. Well, at least he's been spotted out. Gets the info for his boys, though.
I want to go mid to B here.
That's what that implies.
This is tough.
Yeah.
Oh, the nade straight back at him.
Fight. This is the dream fight. Okay, important from Elige. Karrigan watching now. And watching Elige rack up another.
No Brolin's a B defender.
Yeah, they've nameplate him for sure. Throw the bomb across that sight line. Oh, he did have a couple of shots. Don't find the head. Elige gets his triple kill converted, and it's Xerxin and Jimmy walking into Rain. Ooh, Shadow something. He saw something. Still adjusts onto the boosted player. That's quick. And it looks like it's Xerxin just accepting defeat for this one. He'll go for a wallbang and they line up for him. They nearly did. Simple gets tagged up, but time against him.
If he kept unloading there,
I think
that's
so.
likely
I
a
actually
kill.
think so,
And then
yeah.
a 1v1, sure, the time's against him, but that was crazy. That nade that they tried to ricochet off the wall actually bounces back in Karrigan's face, softens him up for Spinks to make it easier on the kill.
I can't believe they're back, Chad.
It's a crazy reroute, but that's 6 rounds now. Faze. They found the energy that they need for this type of a matchup against Mouz, and yeah, maybe the little brother's still under the thumb.
And this is doing a little bit of convincing. The fact it's Rain and Elige at the top of the tables. It's not just Frozen bailing Faze out with impact.
I think it's a good sign again. You're pointing out Rain, right? Rain is going to be one of the B defenders alongside a Karrigan on their CT side, and that's somewhere which I'd be looking to press and test. And it is going to be Frozen and Elige paired up for a lot of the mid fights, and Simple gets to set them up with flashes, then Frozen can dip back to A, Simple gets to rotate around with the AWP. That's all going to come after the break. What's going to come now is the second Mouz tactical timeout. Cycrin on the mic, a lot to say. They need this 6th round to make sure we're all tied up. They get the pistol in the second and they can start running away with things. Remember, they've got 9 on the trot on Ancient. This is a comfort map for Mouz. Couple of kits. Ops for Simple and Torji.
Wow. I mean, I didn't think Faze would have an opportunity to be actually ending this half with a lead after the way this one started. Final round of play, first half. It is a best of 1. Big difference between a 7-5 and a 6-6. Mouz know that. Elige stretching his legs in mid, flashed in by Simple. A last look at this T-side approach, and Elige nearly lost his life to the spam of Jimmy. Rerouting.
Yeah, quick on the A split. Here they come.
He is in a lot of scrutiny here. And oh, still with the last bullet, finds Rain. Goes down to Karrigan, wrapping into A comfortably. Elige tucked. Xerxin should have him here. Good clears. Headshot found. Elige now down. Man advantage for Mouz, and it could get worse for Faze. Simple feels like he's going to get peeked into. Wow, good shot. Karrigan another. Spamming smokes. Exertion still stubborn. Makes it a 2-on-2 on this retake. Brolin coming in from that CT side. Missed shot from the Simple AWP. The damage. Xerxin left wanting. Faze to lead with the lead. Mouz starting so strongly. It's time sensitive, mate. Yeah, sure, that smoke has really limited your options. Simple's holding, double trouble, lovely work. Okay, Faze, they have the lead, and this reality is here. Titanic names, and 1 will be 0-2 at the end of this game.
Hey, my name is Kerrigan. I'm currently in IGL for Faze Clan, and today we're doing some map analysis. The game we're looking at is Liquid versus Heroic. So first of all, you want to always play for some mid control, or at least throw some mids as the CTs. And most of the time, you actually are going to play 2B. So the third option is always, are you going to control mid with 3 CTs, or you're going to control B with 3 CTs as well? So what happened in the round is basically they took the option of starting 2 guys B, counter the early aggression if it comes in with utility as you normally see. But they wanted the CT side to fight 3 guys mid. So to set up the round, they have to figure out how to want to fight mid. The utility dump you get down in this, what we call pocket area in our team, is where there's a lot of HEs, a lot of molos and flashes, and CTs are swinging with it. In this case, what Liquid is calling for is a classic tactic that's been played on Ancient for a while. So they send the best swarm out mid, and Heroic decides to fight aggressive up window. They want to be in this area. So they send Twist out mid with 1 guy supporting from spawn, 3 guys running towards what we call A main with bump. And of course there's a default smokes mid. We always seen maybe donut smoke, there's a little bit of everything. But the key thing here is the guy coming out mid, the second he sees nothing, I am pretty sure the call is walk A main. Because if mid is clear, they are playing for A side, right? Means there has to be players B and players A. So in this scenario, normally what they want to happen is that the guy's running out mid. Hopefully he gets a kill with the support in his back. But in this scenario, he didn't get the kill, but he got information about the 3 players in mid. Meaning there is 90% chance no one is A. What they do next is the key element of Ancient. They're coming out well knowing the closest player is probably here, or he is in this area in spawn. So the round unfolds in this way that they're rushing out A main, the mid guy is coming back, the guy from red who supported the window guy is coming back to CT. So now this guy is smoked off from the angle here, so he can't really support the guy. Now the decision made by Liquid is really good. The first 2 guys rub in a hand. Third guy throws a flashbang behind the box over here that blinds the angle all the way into donut area. These 2 guys swing. They take out the donut guy. And now the key element in this thing is sometimes people smoke donut insta, but in this scenario Liquid decided to go in to take donut. Mostly important with that is that they can plant the bomb without getting spammed from 2 angles through the smokes. So they are actually getting a map area, because on Ancient A side you want to take an area, especially when planting the bomb, because there is nowhere to go after you plant the bomb. Liquid did the right thing. They went in to kill the guy, trade the guy that killed Twist in the middle, and therefore they had a good success to setting up the after plan and therefore win the round. I hope you guys enjoyed this map analysis by me. See you soon on Ancient.
A clash of titans here, 7-5. Faze actually have the lead coming into this one. Mouz were seen as the favorites at a run of 6 consecutive rounds to leave with 7. Faze, they were down, but they definitely are not out. Mouz conceding after a 5-1 start.
Yeah, kicking off the best of ones today, stage 3. Mouz with fresh legs just coming into the stage, got to take on Virtus Pro. They ended up losing 13-11 on Mirage. Faze, on the other hand, they decided to tussle with Aurora. The Turks on their map, Anubis, losing 13-5. Bit of a nap, and now Rain's back in fine form. The ambulance is out to play. The mood has changed, and in the box right now, it is going to be that of Mouz. They're having a tough time of things.
And you were highlighting the win streak that Mouz are on right now.
This is a home map, yeah, 9 in a row for them. So this is comfort, but it's heart and hustle for Faze right now. As having a heart attack could be Cyclone after this. They will be 0-2. Another one of the major favorites. Falcons is gone. They couldn't get past the hurdle of stage 2. Mouz, you'd hate to be
This is
the
not
hurt locker up to day number 1.
Seeing interviews saying, oh, practice wasn't fantastic on the lead up. You've got to just put your best foot forward. This is the most important of tournaments in your season.
Well, this is a free site. This should be both pistols.
Yeah, it's just simple here. And he's down.
That's round over.
They have the retake package. Oh, well, they would have liked Kerrigan. He was a part of that. Gets run down by Spinks before the rest could even get there. Smoke and kit is what I was discussing.
Honestly,
Save.
Frozen and Unleashed, don't die. Keep your armor. You haven't taken any damage, right? You can either get a cheaper upgrade into head armor in the next and force behind it with the MP9, or you can get out of Famus. Rain has a kit, and if you get yourself in, if you gamble again next round with the Force Buy, and then you can actually try and go for the round because you have the kit, so it's going to give you a few more options with the 5-second defuse. I think there was absolutely no point going for that. You gambled A, they rush B. unlucky, right? That sucks, but that's the way she goes. People always talk about pistol rounds being quite random, and for me, when I hear that, I think, oh, you know, there's no way to win them. There are obviously ways to win them, but the rounds are a bit more coin-tossy because there's so many options available. And if you gamble incorrectly...
Yeah, you can't count.
Exactly, you can't account for everything. It's impossible. Torgy's the only one in this team that tries to bring any energy, and that's probably why a lot of people attest this Mouz roster as having no aura, which... I'm not a zoomer, like the fact that these words are taken over, but they're definitely a team that tries to keep it a bit more calm. When they came up through Mouz NXT, at least some of the names that were there, right, they were already brought up in quite a professional way, but they're not the loudest guys. They're not shit talkers. It's not like Karrigan on the other side. They're not massive personalities like a Simple.
And yet their gameplay is doing the talking.
Oh, for sure. And Torch is one of my favorite AWPers to watch at the moment. On Straw ever close up. Just opened with pretty standard. This is standard. That's running into your demise.
Yep, and there's more for that.
B's open again.
Rain. Elise just about gets there in time. He'll be able to like maybe punish anyone daring the smoke, but there's no reason to.
There's 7 smokes on the map right now. Sure, some are about to fade, but there was 7 smokes deployed simultaneously there. And I like this, right, from Mouz. You don't have to rush the issue, right? You know that the CTs are the ones who are going to have to push forward, and they're going to give you information like this. Simple chips in with a 5-7. He's going to now announce his presence. If Elise starts shooting now, you know it's 2 guns. It was an MP9. So as long as you don't rush into things, maybe FaZe will make the mistake, and they're in the tougher position. They're the ones who have to make the risk.
Oh, Simple does well, but you needed both of them to connect. Elise comes up short versus Exertion. You can see the amount of damage inflicted, but nothing's going to translate.
I will say, if FaZe are somehow able to win this map, right, because even with 7-5 at the half, it doesn't feel hugely convincing, and you can see why, right? We've just gone 7-5 into what's going to be 7-7, and then it is going to be 8-7 in favor of Mouz, because it has to be the eco, maybe with this Famis in the mix. But if they're able to win this map, and they lost both pistols, that's crazy. Like, I would never have predicted that in a million years, that Mouz would have a 9 ancient map streak snapped by FaZe, who are playing, I think, their 2nd ancient ever with Simple and Rain.
Well, today is about streaks and streaks being broken.
Yeah, that's true. Just ask Vitality. Are they playing yet? Let's have a little bit of a gander. They are live against Namiga right now. You can go and check that one out. It's going to be on Dust 2. Scrawny and Launders will be bringing you all the action in that one. We've got one more game coming up here on the stream with Alex and I. It's going to be the Mongols versus Liquid, and then there's GT versus Pain to round out the day. At the conclusion of day 1 of stage 3, we're going to have a couple of teams 2-0, a couple 0-2, and a couple 1-1.
Yeah.
But this is where the stakes have amplified. If you haven't been joining us for the previous Swiss stages, you missed a lot, right? There's definitely been some crazy Counter-Strike over the last 8 days. Now we're into day 9. And this one matters the most. You can book your spot at the table of the playoffs just with 3 quick wins. For these 2 teams, it's about battling back. There will be multiple best-of-3s that you're going to need to get through.
Well, that couldn't have been placed much better, could it? 130 damage inflicted to FaZe Clan.
Oh, if that's a kill, then...
Yeah, right. They're trying to run him down, and they will manage to convert upon the damage of Frozen's FAMAS.
You can't get the gun, though, so I think you just have to pivot and hope that there's a quick reaction call from Brolin from the grave.
Ooh, yeah, Xertion hasn't done himself too many favors. That smoke saves him. Oh, it actually doesn't. He goes down to Frozen, and now walking towards B are the remaining 3.
Yeah, right now there's still a lot of questions.
It should be good, right? Mouz can save this.
Yeah, and they still have smokes to work with. So if they can just get in, smoke off deep, and then deal with Karrigan, the rest are going to be running through smoke. So it looks threatening as a 3v5, but still, I wouldn't say comfortable, doable for Mouz.
Spinks does find the head of Karrigan. That's important. Frozen very, very low. And now 6 feet lower. Torgy finds him. Potency wanes. This one looks impossible to get back into.
There's a gun at doors. They might be able to scoop through and pick that up, and the bomb's just been planted, so there's probably about 35 seconds left at this juncture. I want to boost. What's the conversation? Are you just about damage now? Just out to the right, Simple. There's a Galil and a Molly that hasn't been communicated, obviously. Oh, they are just looking for damage, so they just want to soften Mouz up for the next round of play. They're not winning this one anymore.
Ooh, that's a big bomb radius, boys. You got to get your wiggle on. Baits them in, hoping Rain gets overlooked, and he does! 2 kills from the Mac-10, and Elise takes it all away. Well, everyone's dead. But for Mouz, that will kind of sour celebrations at least.
Yeah, it's just going to take away extra cash going forward. They won't have any problems buying right now. But if they do lose the next, then there will be issues. Now, Torji's just started to ask for the AWP, which is possible. Exertion can sell back, drop the AWP, and then Torji can give him an AK, and it's all going to work out. But that did look like a winnable situation for FaZe, considering how it started. But a composed finish, that's how I'd frame that from Mouz. They didn't get too stressed out. They didn't just run around the map into their demise. So a decent attempt, but good damage from FaZe, considering the circumstances. Just rolling over towards B lane. Spinks and Jimmy in towards A main. Exertion out middle, set up by Torji. They know that they have mid, that red smoke. Well, at least the spam through it tells the big picture is simple. His AWP's out too, big box. Head-to-head with Torji available.
Wow, and Frozen's actually drawn first blood, spamming at the donut. Smoke! Oh, missed shot!
Miss.
He needed that! And he hasn't got anything to show for it. Just some damage Elite will profit from. Exposed was Torji, shot on the side.
Roland's coming.
Yeah, he's going to be able to have a chance. A little bit of a freebie. Doesn't hit that initial headshot that was so necessary. And now down to Rain on that flank. Last seen, AWP in main.
Great reaction from Rain. Torji hasn't made a noise in the last couple, right? So the fact that Rain just darted back immediately, and he's gone the long way around to make sure the door is closed. And now those financial ramifications, they are going to be amplified. Torji would love to hold on to this to give his team something to work with as a crowbar into the next, but as he saunters back, he is just going to walk into the den of Rain. Ready and raring to go, spotted, and there you go, removed. All tied up as FaZe. They weather the storm. You even hear that. Simple was communicating the scenario, so Rain could hold on to the AK. That meant Elige was picking up the AWP that was his over towards A, just to make sure that they're keeping the better weaponry. It's a great find there from Frozen. If Frozen and Elige are able to put a leash on Exertion, that is going to remove one of the best opening abilities that Mouz have within this, and then they're going to have to start leaning elsewhere. So they force buy in. 3 Galils, 2 Tech-9s.
It would have been a whole lot prettier if they hadn't have died on the exits.
And this one's worth 2.
Big round. FaZe, they are hanging out with the big boys here.
People are fed up at the story, but the question is, what happens if FaZe makes it to the playoffs? What gets unleashed then?
Yeah. I mean, they're notorious for their entertainment value, and typically that entertainment is in the intensity of their qualification.
Oh, they're showmen, aren't they? In front of 10,000 people, that's where they want to put on their absolute best. And you keep giving Simple chances to warm into things. Now, this is a recovery game.
Yeah.
So a couple of smokes thrown onto B, but denied. So an exchange of utility. 4 players congregating towards Cave now. On the fade, does Carrigan hang around, or does he give up that space? Currently lingering in the mouth of Cave. They've got a smoke and a molly to work with, so that smoke could easily go short or long. Molly could go cubby or pillar, but they're going to play retake. So it's Rain and Carrigan giving up the space. Now, I brought this up in the first half. These two going to be tested. Rain's having a very good game, but Carrigan needs one as well. Here they come. The explosion in a moment.
Rain's been hitting shots, top of the table, and a whole squad heading on in. This one's worth 2. Don't forget that. Oh, an Exertion taking down Rain. Carrigan trying to resuscitate Hope. Trying to swing into long, but that AK's fallen into enemy hands. At least just the one from Cave side. Not enough, insufficient. Spinks is ready just as he averts his gaze, and Simple doesn't provide the covering shot. He's lost his AWP as well. Massive from Mouz. 4 alive and 4 kills in the round from Spinks.
There's some Simple frustrations being shown there, and understandably so. That is just a weak behold. Elige had a very good timing there and actually caught them off guard in Cave, but was only able to get 1 kill. I don't know if it was target selection or he just started shooting and then they swung on him immediately, but either way, it was just 1. He needed more. Right, they played retake on B. I didn't hate the call, but at the same time, those names that I've highlighted need to be able to deliver you the kills. And the fact that Exertion, this time it's not out mid, but it's piping his way through long, that's such key real estate. You can see just how stifled you are towards that speedway position. Right, if you don't have control of that, your retake B is gone. Right, you're no longer retaking B, you're retaking long. So at that point, the game changes. So we're going to go back and forth with these force buys. It's 4 out of the 5 rounds played within this half, and when it felt like FaZe had done the hard work, such a huge kill, and it just keeps on coming. Spinks, great impact from him. Some really good moments. He's at 18 kills. Major winner himself. The only one in this Mouz jersey. Left Vitality and hoping to pursue glory. Okay, well, that same conversation. Faze, you're running out of chances now.
Yeah, but a golden opportunity presents itself for Elige. Zasha's just in the open. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's ugly. Spinks going down is one thing, but Simple having the drop on the... Oh, double in mid. And trouble for Xerxes. Can he find him? Yes, he can. Spams him down to equalize. We got a 2v2. Very early doors. 92nd mid-round.
If they were just to quickly eject themselves in towards A, if they were trying to nameplate, Rain's already over there. He's actually going to start pushing in towards A main, which will give them some space to work with. Brolin investigating up the ramp on his lonesome. So Carrigan, can you catch this kill? Oh, he's already passed. Carrigan, this is going to be a jump scare. Brolin's just going to keep on pushing and take all this territory. And Carrigan's currently got the back turned.
Yeah, he's not to know. Returning to B now. Oh, Brolin didn't find the headshot, and Carrigan did. The captains clash, and Carrigan comes out on top.
This is for 4 in the round for Exertion. Still got some residual utility to work with now, and Carrigan's actually respecting him. He's dropped back, allowing Rain to comb forward, going through middle, picking up guns and utility to work with. Still plenty of time.
He's played this well, but still caught off by the forward positioning of Xerxen. Good util enables an uncontested plant. Rain unannounced presence though. This would be one hell of a clutch from Xerxen.
So many options though for Rain to consider.
Slips away on the ramp side.
Got the kit. Maybe you're not expecting a kit. Like this is a sit defuse type scenario.
Could very well be. And he will go for it. Xerxen, do you call the bluff? Oh, Rain. Oh, that's it. That's what you want to see. Pros, do not fake. At least not the Norwegian ones. Oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. They're not expecting the kit with the buy being in that tough of a situation. So I can understand why Exertion calls the bluff.
Yeah.
Should he have even been in a 1v2 situation in the first place? No. And then it's Rain, right? This is Rain's a thinking man, but he's got the kid. He's got, I'm just going to sit this. Exertion's not going to call my bluff. There's no way in the world. Simple, a double kill, a mandatory double kill in mid to get them back in it. And that one from Carrigan. The best shot he's probably hit all map long.
Yeah, seriously.
That's why you have 2 kids. Let's go, boys.
That's why we have 2 kids.
I love that we're always learning in his trash talk as well. Like, it's like a lesson in more ways than one.
Just take a look at the damage done to Exertion, Brolin, Spinks.
What did we miss?
I think
an airstrike?
Truckload of nade damage.
Yeah. What the hell?
Okay, well, again, another situation that's worth 2 for Faze.
Oh my god, but look at what they're working with. I mean, Mouz are all walking wonky. Torgy the exception. Oh my, this is going to be a hard one to get back into.
I still worry about this B side, and at the moment, right, if we were talking about this like Inferno, they don't have brackets control, they don't have banana control. They don't have mid control, they don't have B lane. They're at least up close A main, expecting a change of call. But if I'm Cyclone, if I'm Brolin, I'm bullying this B bomb side. I'm coming knocking on Carrigan's door again.
Oh, Carrigan doesn't have anything to his name. Like, not a nade, not a smoke for ramp, not a molly for cave. He's just on his own. Simple is on his way to provide support.
If they peer out heaven, Rain's going to get blindsided.
And they will. Oh, he can't adjust in time.
It's just on his own. There's no
Bomb's
support.
been spotted.
Well, that's not a great smoke either.
Okay, good catch. Simple went looking for answers and only finds dismay. Carrigan, there he is. Gets away with the M4. Here's the committing through this cave fight. Carrigan stands up, steps up. Huge amount of damage inflicted, and the rest are hanging on by a thread here, chat. Tech9's good. Trade is better. Frozen
No time.
needed that. 15 seconds, and Spinks, do you go for this? Xerxen's walking spawn very late with 7 HP on the flank. Pushes in, loses the bomb. The round is done. There is no way that Xerxen could kill them both, and he realizes that. Will save the AK, and FaZe will find 10 first.
Okay, Carrigan has had massive moments in 2 back-to-back rounds. I understand that kill on Brolin, it was just like a one and done, but either way, it was mandatory to give the Rain a chance in the 1v1.
He's done so well
And
there.
then the double there. Right, Simple's life is given over for nothing. Rain's gone walking on his own as well, and then Carrigan needs to get the multi, but it starts with all that early damage. Right, the fact that so many players are low makes this easier for Carrigan to work with.
Like 3v5, Carrigan alone, whole team coming his way. He gets one, gets away, upgrades, finds another. Impeccable. And Coach Cyclone very unhappy with what he's seeing so far. He thought these boys were coming in as hot favorites. He's not seeing that in the scoreline.
Okay, well, they already won a round with a lighter investment, right? It was a bunch of Khalils, it was light on U2, and it had a couple of Tech-9s in the mix. So Exertion holds on to the AK, which gives them at least a pointy end of this, and it's on the right guy. What type of spawn is he working with right now? But Simple even keeping track of the cash situation right now. So Exertion middle of the pack. If they wanted to send him out middle quickly, he's not in the best spawn to do so. So it's going to be over towards B. And again, I still think that game plan of trying to hit this B bomb site, if it comes back to bite them, Karrigan and Rain step up and close it short, so be it. They have the mid control. Simple's floating in spawn, worried about A. There's been no A. Here they come again.
Yeah, they just want to punish, and it's going to work out. Rain was caught by the flash. He still manages to connect. Okay, Rain 2. That's the difference maker. Only 6 bullets. Too many targets. Good finds, clawing their way in. Holding on to long is Simple. USP required, and it works. Put to good use into the header. Jimmy Torji. Tech-9 is all he has. No teammates. A nice pick off, removes Frozen. He knows that wasn't the other one. There's another one here, dancing around. Alicia's closed the gap in that blind spot, now spotted out. Torji gets intel, but how is he supposed to win the round now? An incendiary could stop the defuse. Simple's holding it though. He has enough health to stick it and gets away with the round. Torji gave it his best shot, but progress into the site. Phase 11. Off the back of a Mouse timeout.
And they don't have another one to call, which would be huge right now because the bomb goes down. You got the high end of 3.7 and the low end of 3K. At this point, if you don't buy, right, you can partial. If you don't buy, you're going to have to play for overtime, which means you need 3 consecutive rounds on this T side. Remember, 9 straight wins on Ancient for the Mouse camp. Going up against a Faze that have Simple in the roster. This is their first event with Rain and Simple.
And then a seasoned team with a whole lot more time to work.
So they've gone partial. They're playing for OT.
Yes, sir. And the call is clear. Torji pathing towards that cave side. Brolin returning to doors. Oh, Karrigan just clipped.
It's a fake dink, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that might be the bad info.
So how much pressure do they feel they're under? Frozen can still spot middle from Donut. Karrigan's going to work down ramp with Rain. That means that Simple, who got piped pretty low through red, is going to have to pick up Cave. Boost it up. Rain calls it clear.
Yeah, here's the info for Simple. Oh, more than info. Guess the head. Brolin's dead. And now Karrigan's been baited in a powerful position for him.
They can't over-rotate in this situation, though. Mid's going to be the gap right now. Exerting it. Oh, that's the gun gone.
Headshot from Rain. This is for the 12th. Heading into that A site. Frozen doesn't stutter. Gets his double kill that was necessary to guarantee this one. He hears you coming, Spinks. Everyone's on their way. The cavalry on their canter. And now, ooh, Simple's feeling it, and understandably so. You know, sure, 7-5 half. Sure, you won 6 rounds consecutive in that first half, but now their CT side is doing something similar.
Yeah, Mouz are about to lose 2 consecutive best of ones to stage 2 teams. Nice, they lost to VP. They could be losing to Faze. And Faze, after that nap, they've woken up on the right side of the bed right now.
3 opportunities, Chad. 3 opportunities to not be condemned to a 0-2 first day. Unlike Mouz, they've got to hold on now. 3 consecutive just to keep the dream alive of not having a huge mountain to climb after your first day in this stage.
Oh, huge nade.
Yeah, look at the damage. There is a ringing. Limbs are hanging on. Frozen needs to bail himself out of trouble. Throws out a smoke perfectly timed, and now support from Simple as well. Doesn't matter that he's flashed. Xerxin gets taken down, and Frozen swings on out for more. It's just Jimmy down to 11 points of health.
Simple.
And the bomb's walking B.
Don't better are going for that fight. He's backed off. They're playing the numbers.
Karrigan's going to arrive just in time. Loudly though, and Brolin needed that. A clean headshot should now enable the plant.
Yeah, do you safe. You've got these numbers to work with if you're Faze, right? You could hold on to these 2 guns. And you're both over towards A, and now that the bomb gets planted, you're definitely going to hold on to this. Your loss bonus is only 1,400 going forward. So Mouz have kept the conversation alive. It has to get done in OT. That was a great little skirmish in middle, but it's the B bomb site that they evacuated that ended up being the red carpet rolled out for Mouz to get to their double digits. So it's going to be nervy down the stretch, but you're getting your mid-player Exertion delivering. 19 for him, 18 for Spinks. Some late activation of moments from Brolin and Torji. It wouldn't go missed right now. You'd love to get them involved.
Yeah, just caught off by the speed at which they were into B for Carrigan. He knew he had to be there, just very loud, announces his presence and loses his head.
So that's 4 in a row from FaZe that's now been bucked. And in terms of the drops, Simple can drop a gun. He can even get himself out the AWP. Carrigan will be able to buy himself. And Rain has also got just enough money to drop an M4. But if I'm FaZe right now, I would take the timeout. I'm pretty sure they have one left. This, for me, would be the moment to do so. Simple does drop the rifle. He buys out the AWP. Okay, they've gone with the complexion of the purchases. It is just going to be lighter on the util, which limits the amount of opening options they have. Might see saves again if they lose the site once more. 3 over towards B. Jimmy to help set up Exertion over towards middle. The AWP of Simple starting Donut. This will be the last full buy FaZe will have until we get to overtime.
Rain's going to be forced into the angle, but fortunately Smoke arrives just in time.
It's a fake. They're trying to draw attention away from middle, so Exertion and Jimmy can slip out, and they have.
Simple's on the line. Oh, he's not actually. He lets them go. Just has to announce it to his team, Elige to account for red slip.
This just puts so much...
Oh! The timing is crazy! Jimmy just started to peek into the angle as Simple does the same. FaZe 4 kills away from surviving their first day without being condemned to a 0-2. Elige is looking to ask questions of Xertion. Good pre-aim. Really good work. Elige has taken him down.
Now he's cheating B.
Exacerbated. They are heading towards the right bomb site as well.
Carrigan and Brawler on the other side of this box.
Smoke. Yeah, that's going to fade. They're right next to each other. They're literally right next to one another. And Brawler, I don't think he processed that he was blocked there. Carrigan wasn't moving. They are on either side of the box. And Carrigan gets this jump scare. Rain will immediately knee-jerk trade. Elige baits them in. Rain overlooked. Oh, can't isolate the duel. And if he hits it, he does. FaZe thrive. FaZe take the second game of the day. Mouz, what does this mean?
Another favorite in the 0-2 column. Falcons, we wave goodbye to them. There have been upsets galore today. And the state of the faces of the Mouz boys, these young guns, a great season under their belt, but the major matters most, and they have a long way back in. 3 best-of-3s separate them and the playoffs, where they rightfully feel they should be contending. And FaZe, that's the action we're looking for. This one had it all, back and forth, snapping a 9-map win streak on Ancient in a best-of-1 against Mouz. The big brother gets the better again.
Let's make sure Rain's catching up on his sleep as well. Really turned it around between the 2 games. For Mouz, though, it is bleak. FaZe at least can look at that Aurora win, or rather, Aurora loss, and compare it to this one and say, okay, we've got it. We've got our teeth into this stage. For Mouz, a tough team talk and an intense road ahead of them. As you say it, 3 best-of-3s. It's a mountain to climb.